Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kenny Wallace Show. And one more thing, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Boy, we're bumping right up against Christmas and the New Year's. I hope everybody's safe out there. Boy, we got some cold weather and snow moving in. Weather. See where I'm going here? Weather. NASCAR. How about NASCAR? They are reinventing the wheel. The Herminator on Sirius XM Channel 90 about 5 years ago with my dear friend Brad Gilly, I said, you know, my brother Rusty always said, don't reinvent the wheel. Just polish up what you have. I said, it's time for NASCAR to reinvent the wheel. And boy, are they. Now, we know what they've been doing, right? We know that they're going to race on the city streets in Chicago. We know that they're racing out at the LA Coliseum. Are you kidding me? On a football field. And we know that NASCAR has raced in the rain at the Suzuka circuit in Japan. We know that the trucks, we know that everybody in NASCAR has been racing in the rain. Breaking story. In the garage area, NASCAR Cup Series and all three series they will race in the rain on the ovals. Listen to this. Here are the tracks that NASCAR will race in the rain if we get a little weather. North Wilkesboro, Martinsville, Richmond. Oh, I think that's a little too fast, but Richmond. Phoenix, hey, don't laugh. They've had 2 rain-shortened races out there. Yes, they have. New Hampshire, woo, buddy, you're going to be letting off early. Them straightaways are long and fast. And, of course, the LA Coliseum. Now, I would not make fun of racing in the rain at Phoenix and the LA Coliseum because I know 2 rainouts at Phoenix. One, my brother Rusty won. And the other, I believe it was Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s last win. He won a rain-shortened race out at Phoenix. So it does rain in the desert. All right, let's break it all down. I told you what's going on. I told you that NASCAR is going to attempt to race in the rain on the ovals in 2023. Herman, where the hell did you get this information? Right? I don't read it anywhere. Sirius XM Channel 90 with my buddy Brad Gilly. He was interviewing Carson, was it Hocevar? Boy, that's a hard name to say. His crew chief, Phil Gould. Phil said, yeah, we got this NASCAR memo. And old Brad goes, whoa, back up. What? So NASCAR sent a memo out to all the teams. You heard it right here on the Hermanator Show, Kenny Wallace Show. NASCAR said, when you run these racetracks, y'all, it's winter time right now. Get your Cup Series car, your Xfinity Series, your Truck Series. Truck Series, by the way, going back to Craftsman. Craftsman is going to be the sponsor. So that's the news. Of course, it's been announced for the last couple months. But all 3 series, here's what it said. It said, be ready to have the wiper blades, defroster, tail lights, and flaps. We call them, us rednecks call them mud flaps. Of course, they're not racing in the mud. I guess if they get off track, they'd be in the mud. But you know, that the flaps to keep the rain from spraying on the other drivers. So this is big. This is big. Okay, now, here's my opinion. So there's a lot of you going, here's NASCAR trying to act dumb, using gimmicks. Gimmicks. I don't like NASCAR. This is a gimmick. It ain't a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. We've been watching NASCAR race in the rain over the last 10 years. You go back to 2000, 2001, Suzuka circuit. I qualified in the pouring down rain. We've raced up at Circuit Jacques Villeneuve on the road course. They've been racing the trucks in the rain. They have been reinventing the wheel. So you say to yourself, it ain't gonna work. Well, listen, ain't nothing we thought was gonna work. You know, the race in the LA Coliseum, it worked. They raced. They're going back again, right? So, I mean, I can't believe NASCAR put dirt on Bristol. It ought to stay concrete or asphalt. Record TV ratings. So you know what? NASCAR going right back to dirt again at Bristol. Because we all speak out. We're fork and tongue. I don't like dirt at Bristol. Record ratings. Oh, boy. So I always say, we don't know what we want. That's why we have to have leaders and bosses, because they tell us, here's what you're going to get, you know, and that's the way it is. It's like a menu. If it ain't on the menu, I can't serve it to you. So we're going to watch. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be watching. Wow. Can you imagine this? Now, I do see NASCAR going, okay, this is a complete downpour. There's puddles. We can't get, let's red flag it. But if it's drizzling, I see them racing. And, you know, hey, may the last man or lady be standing. You're going to say, it's going to turn into a shit show, Herman. Well, okay. And then what? So, you know, one thing I learned about all of us is Daytona, Talladega. Have a start with 39 race cars, and everybody wrecks out. There's 6 cars left, and everybody's like, this race was horrible. And then the next race, nobody wrecks, and they go caution free. And you're like, that race was horrible. Seems like fans want something in the middle. They only want about 20 cars left. You know, so it's hard. It's hard. This social media has just destroyed everything because everybody just, nobody knows really what they want. I love the idea. I think it's absolutely fantastic. When I think of racing in the rain, I think of Formula One, Ayrton Senna, and I think of them over there in Monaco. Wow, Monaco. Kind of reminds me of the Martinsville, Virginia, Formula One. Monaco's tight, and that, you know, hey, listen, we're going to find out who can do it, right? We are going to find out who can race on an oval in the rain. Now, I know that some will be caught up in the action and, you know, might get wrecked out, none of their doing. But when I go back to that dirt race at Bristol last year, you know, buddy, they were coming to the checkered flag. And, you know, Briscoe and I believe it was the 8 car, they got into it and they both spun around, and here come old Kyle Busch straight away back. Won that dirt race running third because, you know, the top 2 wrecked out and the other one got going and Kyle just barely beat him. So they spin out, you know, the other one gets going and Kyle goes, whoa. I see that. And that was exciting. So, you know, once again, I know a lot of you purists are going to go, it's a gimmick. I don't know if it's a gimmick. I think it's racing in the rain, right? How many of you, you know, you spend your $3,000, you go down to, you know, Martinsville, and NASCAR goes, look, we're rained out. We're going to race on Monday. And oh my God, NASCAR made it rain like they God. NASCAR made it rain. They don't like us. What? Okay, now we're going to race in the rain, and you're going to sit in the rain with us. I'm excited about it. I think it's a great decision. Once again, let's break it down. Here's the track so you all can write it down. NASCAR sent a memorandum out to all the NASCAR teams, told them to be ready. And Bob Pockrass on Twitter also confirmed it. He talked about it. So all 3 series will attempt to race on the oval in the rain at Wilkesboro, Martinsville, Richmond, Phoenix, New Hampshire, and the LA Coliseum. They sent a memorandum out. I know I'm repeating myself. Make sure you got those vehicles ready with wiper blades, defogger, taillights, and rear flaps. All right, then. The Herminator told you what's going on. I've told you I like it. I know that you all say, number 1, it's a gimmick. Number 2, it's a shit show. But y'all are wrong. I'm right. And here's why. Because all the gimmicks have turned out good so far. They really have. We roval, we run around the big track, we go into the road course. Remember, that was the first gimmick, and it turned out good. LA Coliseum ain't going to work. It worked. Dirt on Bristol, not going to work. It worked. So I got to tell you, respond right here. I want to hear what you had to say right here in the timeline. Tell me what you think. That's why we got the Kenny Wallace Show, for you to give your opinion. I'm talking to you and you talking back to me. I see every comment and I read them all. All right. Now, remember to subscribe right here on YouTube. And remember, we are on podcast form. We are, once again, on iTunes and Spotify. All right. We're drafting Christmas. We're Christmas right here, and here we are. I hope you all have the most wonderful Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I just put out something on Facebook, and I said, here's my suggestion right now. I know everybody loves racing, and so do I. Don't live life and fast forward. That's my message to all of you. Don't live life and fast forward. We can wait, because if you try to live life and fast forward, you'll be like me. You'll be 59 years old, and you go, what just happened? All right. Love you all. Tell your mom you love her. It's that time of the year.